If I told you that what is happening right now with AI technology, global surveillance, and governments around the world has actually been predicted thousands of years ago, would you believe me? Trump's AI Stargate project is being hailed as a monumental step forward, a giant leap in technology. But could it be a path leading us into a world we should never have entered? The things happening in the modern world, AI, global surveillance, financial control, have all been remarkably described in the Book of Revelation. A new system is rising, powerful and capable of controlling every country, every civilization. Is America leading the world into a golden age of technology? Or are we heading straight into a world that we only see in the prophecies of Revelation 13? Stay with me, because by the time this video ends, you might see the world in a completely different way. Don't forget to share this video with your friends, hit like if you find this information useful, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any future videos. Let's explore the deep secrets behind Trump's AI plan and Revelation 13 right now. Let's begin with what is really happening. It was a historic moment on his very first full working day in office. President Trump wasted no time, but what he announced that day wasn't just about AI. Perhaps it laid the groundwork for something much bigger. In just a few minutes, we'll connect the dots between AI Stargate and a terrifying prophecy from Revelation 13. We've seen world leaders promise progress before. But what happens when the ones controlling technology aren't people we can trust? With the support of Larry Ellison of Oracle, Masayoshi Son of SoftBank, and Sam Altman of OpenAI, he made an announcement that sent shockwaves through the tech world. But is this really about innovation? Or is there something more dangerous happening behind the scenes? Today, we are unveiling the largest AI infrastructure project in history, called Stargate. Trump's confidence is undeniable. He's not just talking about competing with China, he's declaring a new technological revolution. Stargate, he said, will be the foundation for America's golden age. Every great empire has believed it was unbeatable. Until it no longer was. If America's AI ambitions are what will cause this nation to collapse, what will happen to Stargate, and why now? If you think this is just about technology, wait until you see what happens next. A few years ago, China dominated the global AI race, pouring billions into its own infrastructure. The goal was to dominate the economy and global influence. So, what is Stargate? Stargate is a concept that conjures images of a world full of potential, but also just as terrifying, where technology and artificial intelligence, AI, are not merely tools but play a decisive role in humanity's future. Imagine a series of massive data centers, stretching hundreds of thousands of square meters, containing powerful servers and the most advanced infrastructure, all serving modern AI research projects. These centers are not only data storage facilities, but also creative hubs where technological innovations are tested and developed. In addition, these vast campuses not only house laboratories, but also concentrate the brightest minds and leading experts in fields such as artificial intelligence, big data, and behavioral analytics. These research centers are equipped with the latest technologies, from deep learning to unprecedented data-driven analytical systems. There, humans and machines work together, sometimes creating products no one could ever imagine. These breakthroughs are believed to protect the future of humanity by addressing the biggest issues we face, such as climate change, healthcare, and resource management. However, while these advancements promise to open new doors for development, we must confront the big question of control and dependency on AI. Stargate, which is said to symbolize innovation and the protection of the future, may also symbolize a world where we no longer control our own destiny. Major decisions, from choosing treatment methods for patients to economic strategies and even life-or-death choices in emergencies, may no longer be human responsibilities. What if AI is not just a tool, but the ultimate decision-maker? What if algorithms not only rely on parameters, but also evolve and make judgments based on the data they gather? Will we still have the ability to shape our own fate when technologies like these could control entire systems and dictate critical choices for individuals? And what if, one day, those decisions are no longer for the benefit of humanity, but for a different goal? A vision we cannot understand or control. Indeed, as technology advances rapidly, we sometimes feel out of control. But let us remember that God is always in control, and in His hands, the destiny of each of us is always protected and guided. Do not let technology, or anything else, make us forget the existence and power of God. Place your trust in Him, and He will always guide us along the right path. Amen. Leave your prayers below this post, and let us praise the greatness of the Lord together. The future Stargate may create is one where humans are no longer the central agents but become part of a system controlled by AI, where we could be left behind if we don't adapt in time. The question is there any way out for us when this future becomes a reality? At building the physical and virtual infrastructure for the next generation of AI. This is not just a project, but a movement. Sounds great, right? It may even be useful. But here's the problem. This type of AI is not just about making life easier, it's about control. Is this truly about progress, or is there something darker going on behind the scenes? And if you've read the Bible, you know exactly where this is headed. The connection between Stargate AI and Revelation 13 is not only frightening, but undeniable. And what's coming will leave you speechless. Every empire in history shares one thing in common: a desire for control. Pharaoh used his power to enslave Israel. Rome used its power to rule the known world. But no empire ever had power like this: a system capable of tracking, predicting, and controlling human actions in real time. Now, imagine that power in the hands of the wrong people. History has shown that every tool created for security will ultimately be used for control, and this is no exception. Could AI be the false prophet, leading humanity to worship this system? What if the final deception does not come from politics or war, but from technology itself? Let's talk about prophecy. Revelation 13 gives us one of the most chilling descriptions of the end times. It speaks of a beastly system that will force people to receive a mark, and without it, they will not be able to buy or sell. What would you think if I told you that governments are already testing this system right now? Are digital ID papers and AI banks laying the foundation for the mark of the beast? If you think it's just a coincidence, wait and see what governments are secretly implementing right now. And when you see it, you'll realize we've gone further into prophecy than anyone thought. In the Old Testament, there are 15 books about prophecies, while the New Testament has only one, the book of Revelation, written by the Apostle John while he was in Ephesus. John and the mother of Jesus, Mary, had migrated there and spent the rest of their lives in Ephesus, where they were also buried. Revelation was written at the end of the 1st century during the reign of Emperor Domitian, who required everyone to burn incense to Caesar on Sundays each year. People had to stand before an altar, raise their hands, and declare, "Caesar is Lord." For early Christian groups, this was a serious challenge because their belief was that Jesus is Lord. They could not declare, "Caesar is Lord," without facing severe consequences. At this point, it was important to see if Christians would remain firm in their faith, even though this book had not yet been written. Before Revelation came into being, many had already died for their faith. This book is a guide for those who are willing to sacrifice their lives for what they believe. Initially, the term martyr only meant a witness, but later it became a term for those who died for their faith in Jesus. John wrote the book of Revelation, but its style was different from the Gospel of John and his 3 epistles. The reason is that Revelation was given to John in a unique way. God the Father gave it to Jesus, Jesus gave it to an angel, and the angel passed it on to John, who wrote it down for all the churches. Through the words that John wrote in Revelation, we are encouraged and reminded of the glory and absolute power of Jesus. These words are not only a prophecy of the future but also a comfort for those who persevere in faith, knowing that in the end, Jesus will triumph and everything will be restored in Him. If you feel the power and hope from the words of God, hit like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on the next meaningful videos. Let's share our faith and love for God with everyone around us. There is no book in the Bible written in such a complex way. John wrote down what he saw and heard, and sometimes the things he saw were so wondrous that the angel had to remind him 11 times to record all of it. In his visions, John was taken up to heaven, where he heard voices and choirs singing, and he had to make sure to record everything he saw. The book of Revelation is a magnificent book with a clear theme, the second coming of Jesus Christ to earth. This event is prophesied 318 times in the Bible, making it the most frequently mentioned prophecy. Revelation describes the events that will happen before, during, and after the second coming of Jesus. In this book, we see the mark of the beast in Revelation 13, and interestingly, we can see the nature of the devil. He is a deceiver and evil. The devil will use others to try and hinder the church. 2 individuals will be particularly important in this battle. I believe this will paint the clearest picture of what will happen to our world at the end of time. We will have a single world government, and one person will stand at its head. There will also be a single world religion, and one person will lead it. That is what I believe will happen. And because I understand the Bible, I cannot support the idea of a single world government. Many people working for the United Nations hope this will be good for the world, but I cannot help them. The closer we get to a single world government, the closer we get to a terrible future. If we have a single world government, it will quickly become a dictatorship. That is why I am also concerned about religious unity. The idea of bringing all religions together has already gone too far. In my time, I have seen evangelical Christians, Buddhists, and Hindus in India working together in this movement. There has been a global religious group for different beliefs. I have mixed feelings about the European Union, but not for the reasons most others have. The world is moving towards a single world government, and religion is also merging into one single religion. But this does not come from God, it comes from the devil. Think about world governance. The beast from the sea is also called the Antichrist, or the lawless one in the New Testament. He will be a dictator. We have seen dictators around the world, but none as powerful as this one. Here are the points to note about him. First, most dictators choose an animal as their symbol, such as a lion or an eagle. This leader will also have his own symbols: a leopard, a bear, and a lion. These animals were also used as symbols for revolutions in the 20th century. Second, he will receive great power from the devil. The horns, heads, and crowns on him remind us of the power of the devil. In Matthew 4:10, when the devil tempted Jesus, he offered Jesus all the kingdoms of the world. Jesus said to him, "Away from me, Satan, for it is written, 'Worship the Lord your God and serve him only.'" This means he was offering Jesus the chance to become the Antichrist, but Jesus refused. One day, another man will receive the same offer and will accept it. Third, he will have extraordinary power. One of his heads will be severely wounded, but he will recover. Everyone will witness this and think that he is truly amazing and powerful. Fourth, he will blaspheme God and give himself a more boastful name than ever before. I would not be surprised if he calls himself Jesus, because many people have mocked the truth and used this name in the wrong way. On the fifth day, he will launch a brutal attack against the faithful. The only ones who will resolutely refuse to bow before him are those whose names are written in the Lamb's Book of Life. This will be a great trial for the faithful, as they will have to stand firm in their faith despite all the dangers. On the sixth day, he will rule over all tribes, nations, languages, and peoples worldwide. Based on the teachings of the Lord, I believe a world dictator will emerge, taking control of everyone, except for Christians. The faithful will be the only ones able to rise in resistance and steadfastly defend their faith, regardless of the pressure and hardships they face. But how will he control the rest of the world? To rule over everyone, he will not only control their bodies and minds, but also seize their souls. To do this, he must create a religion that he can control. In the latter half of chapter 13, starting from verse 11, we see another beast, a religious leader called the false prophet. This is what Revelation 13:16 says about him. It also forced all people, great and small, rich and poor, free and slave, to receive a mark on their right hands or on their foreheads, so that they could not buy or sell unless they had the mark, which is the name of the beast, or the number of its name. This is not just an ancient story, but a prophecy about global control, an economic and political system where technology determines who can participate in society. Look around. What is happening with AI, ID numbers, and global finance? The pieces are slowly coming together. Today, the most powerful people in the world are racing to control AI. What will happen when AI controls every financial transaction in a cashless society, and whoever wins this race may hold the key to the future of civilization? We're talking about a level of control that no empire in history has ever had. And if you think this is just a matter of technology, think again. Let's break this down. There are two major forces in the AI race. First, the world governments, who want AI for surveillance, law enforcement, and warfare. Second, the tech giants, who want AI for profit, global influence, and power over digital systems. And you know what? Both are powering the same system. At first, it may seem like they are competing with each other, but take a moment to think. Could it be that they are actually building a system that will combine power, money, and control into a single global network? This surely reminds you of one of the prominent prophecies in Revelation 13, which speaks of the beast system. A global network of control being established, where no one can buy or sell or participate in any social activities unless they completely submit. This prophecy becomes concerning as we begin to see clear signs of a cashless world and every transaction being monitored. It may seem like a distant future, but in reality, the AI system is already emerging, tracking and controlling activities from shopping to social participation. This echoes the prophecies in Revelation about the concentration of power in controlling systems. Therefore, it is crucial to remain vigilant about the development of control technology. This is the time for us to reflect together and prepare for the great challenges we may face in the near future. This is happening, and when cash disappears, the system will have full control over who can buy and sell. Does this sound familiar? Every transaction you make, from buying food to paying rent, is monitored, approved, or denied by an AI system. Does this sound like a story from the future? In reality, it is already happening. When digital money is controlled by AI, it means that every transaction is being monitored. Every purchase could be blocked, and each individual could be controlled. And what if, one day, AI decides you cannot buy or sell unless you meet certain conditions? Does this sound familiar? This is not just a theory, it's happening. Revelation 13:17 says, "And that no one may buy or sell except one who has the mark or the name of the beast, or the number of his name." I am not saying that digital money is the mark of the beast, but I am saying that it creates a perfect system for a global financial control structure as described in Revelation. If you think this could never happen in the US or other countries, think again. Around the world, nations are quietly rolling out digital ID programs and mass surveillance networks. In India, over 1 billion people are linked to a government digital ID, which is required for banking, phone services, and even healthcare. What will happen when your entire life, including money, identity, and social access, is controlled by a single system? The answer will send a chill down your spine, but this is where things get scarier than ever. In such a world, every decision you make will no longer be yours, but rather the arrangement of an invisible force controlling everything. AI is not just a simple tool. It is gradually moving closer to taking control of major decisions, including life and death. This could become a terrifying scenario. A system where AI, instead of humans, decides who deserves to live, who will die, all without human intervention or oversight. Such a powerful technology like AI, while we still don't fully understand its consequences, could make life and death decisions without emotion or empathy. If AI controls weapons and warfare, decisions will be based on algorithms with no human involvement, leading to cold decisions about life and death. Does this reflect the prophecies of the last days in religions and cultures? Could AI become the powerful arm of a supreme power, determining the fate of the world with no one able to stop it? Once this power is distributed, can it be stopped or controlled? These questions are not just technical challenges, but deep ethical questions about life and death, and what we are willing to accept in a world increasingly governed by technology. Now, here's where everything will connect. AI is being developed in many fields: finance, surveillance, warfare. But soon, these systems will merge into a unified artificial intelligence that will rule entire nations. Connect the dots. AI money, CBDCs, total financial control. AI surveillance, no privacy, no anonymity. AI military, war fought by machines, not humans. Now, imagine all of this under one system. A system that decides who is trustworthy and who is a threat. A system that enforces a single global order. A system that Revelation warns us about. We are entering a world where humans will have to worship that system or be eliminated from it. Does worshiping the beast mean total submission to the system? And if you don't think this could happen, just wait until you see AI being used to condition people to obey. What if worshiping the beast isn't just bowing down before an idol, but surrendering your entire life to a world controlled by AI? Revelation 13:15 says, "The second beast was given power to give breath to the image of the first beast, so that the image could speak and cause all who refused to worship the image to be killed." Could the image of the beast be a global AI system enforcing obedience? Some people think this is just about politics. Will humanity recognize the beast system before it's too late? This is a system being built right before our eyes. A system the Bible has warned us about. And if you pay attention, you'll see exactly where this is leading us. Imagine a normal family at the supermarket. The cashier suddenly says, "Sorry, your digital ID is not approved." The screen lights up. Access denied. This isn't a science fiction scenario. It's already being tested in countries around the world, and we are preparing to enter a phase where we'll have to face this reality now. The beast system will fully emerge. This is not speculation, not fear-mongering, but what is actually happening. The only question is, are you ready? Imagine one day you wake up, try to buy food, but suddenly you can't. And what will happen when the beast system fully appears? Your ID is flagged, your bank account is locked. Why? Because AI has decided that you are not complying with the system. Sounds extreme, doesn't it? Let's connect the dots. If the world is moving towards an AI-controlled financial system, AI-controlled identification systems, and AI-controlled laws, what will happen when the wrong people are in power? So, what will happen when the beast system fully emerges? Now, let's talk about something even stranger. And if you think what we've discussed so far is shocking, you'll be even more amazed by what's coming. The name Stargate is not just related to AI. Some people believe it refers to something deeper, something related to ancient knowledge, interdimensional gateways. Think about the Tower of Babel, where humans tried to reach the heavens through technology. There's a reason the Bible warns about knowledge leading to destruction. What if we are opening the door to something we can't control? And today, scientists are openly discussing AI intelligence surpassing human capabilities. Is this AI movement just about technology, or is AI merely another invention, or the tool that the Antichrist will use to demand total obedience? But Revelation 13 tells us this is not just about technology. You see, a government wanting total control cannot avoid controlling religion. It must control the hearts and souls of people. Now, I want to show you 6 things about the false prophet. First, he looks like Christ. I imagine a religious leader who looks gentle, kind, like an archbishop. People think he is good and loving like Jesus. He has 2 horns like a lamb. Jesus is the Lamb of God, so this false prophet appears very holy, but in reality, he is not. At first, he doesn't seem evil. He looks kind and caring, and he takes on the role of the global religious leader. But his words are full of danger. He speaks like a dragon, full of lies and deceit. Secondly, look at his power. This false prophet will not only have great influence, but will also establish an official religion closely connected to the global government. Under his rule, this religion will become the political and social foundation, forcing everyone to become members and adhere to its strict regulations. This will affect every aspect of people's lives, from religious rituals to major events like weddings and funerals. Third, although he is just a man, people will honor him as a god, even worshiping him as the supreme being. His power will be so great that those under him will no longer distinguish between human and divine. This is not new in history, as in the past, some Roman emperors were also considered divine and were worshipped by the people as living gods. Fourth, he will have the ability to perform miracles. This false prophet will demand that everyone worship the world leader, and then he will perform wonders. Satan himself can perform miracles. He will make the image of the world leader speak. He will even call fire down from heaven. Fifth, he will force everyone to worship an image, creating a belief system built around statues and images of himself. Huge pictures of him will be displayed everywhere, from public buildings to private homes, making him an indispensable symbol in daily life. People will be forced to bow and worship these images as a sign of obedience and absolute devotion to him. Sixth, the worst way Christians will be harmed is not by being thrown to the lions or subjected to horrific physical punishment, but through basic things like money and food. When this false prophet's power reaches its peak, he will use these things as tools of control and manipulation. Christians will be forced to choose between their faith and survival, as access to essential necessities like food and finances will be tied to obedience to him. Those who refuse to worship the image or follow the new religious rules will be deprived of their rights, lose the ability to buy food, or even be pushed into poverty and starvation. This is serious, I'm not saying it lightly. It will be much easier to be eaten by lions than to watch my children die of starvation because we follow Jesus. If you have children, you will understand what I mean. This is how they will do it. Everyone will need a number to buy anything. That number is 666. People have speculated about the meaning of this number, such as Nero, Caesar, and others. But we don't need to know right now. When the time comes, we will know. What's important is that if you don't have this number on your right hand or forehead, you won't be able to buy, work, or do anything. A time is coming when everyone will be marked with this number. Think about it. If you can't buy food, if you can't work, if instead of being thrown to the lions, you have to sit and watch your children slowly starve to death, that's what the Bible is talking about. But thank God, he still controls everything. The beast system will only last for 3.5 years. That's all the time it will have. After that, Jesus Christ will return. Why does God allow the Antichrist to rule for even 3.5 years? To show humanity what will happen when the world turns away from God. This world was created to be the kingdom of God, ruled by Christ, with the Holy Spirit leading his people. But if humans choose evil instead of good, if they want Satan to rule, with the Antichrist as king and the false prophet leading their religion, then God will let them see what happens. And when they see the outcome, who can say that God was wrong? The beast system is coming, but you don't have to be a part of it. The question is, what will you choose? Thank you for staying until the end of the video. What we've just explored will surely make you rethink the world you're living in. Are we heading towards a bright technological era, or is a dangerous path unfolding right before our eyes? You definitely won't want to miss the important information coming up next. Share your thoughts in the comments, because it is up to you to decide whether we can change this course. And if you found this video truly helpful, don't forget to hit like, share it with trusted friends, and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any secrets that will be revealed in the next videos. Together, we will continue to uncover the deep secrets of this world. Stay with us, because what you will see in the next videos might make you see the world in a completely different way. Thank you, and see you again in the exciting and surprising videos coming soon.